Hello, everybody. My name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today, we're going to be discussing the Satanic Temple display at the Iowa State Capitol. It is a subject of much controversy on the right, and specifically in regards to how far should religious liberty go? Can Christians support religious liberty, or should Christians, allow such a thing to take place or take place unmolested? So these are the types of discussions that are taking place as a result of the Iowa State Legislature allowing a satanic temple display at their Capitol building. And the only reason this is being displayed is because this is the Christmas season. So we're going to talk about this controversy, but first I want to let you know about evangelicaldarkweb.org/join. That's where you can go. Is our Patreon-like system, and we don't use Patreon because they censor content like this, so we built our own. That is the most you can do. The least you can do is like this video, subscribe to the channel or podcast if you are new. So I do want to take a quick pit stop and congratulate Dusty Devers on his win in an Oklahoma special election. He's a based Christian nationalist Southern Baptist pastor who was just elected to the Oklahoma State Senate. He won his race. I do an election breakdown and talk about what this means. Also at evangelicaldarkweb.org/ or just evangelicaldarkweb.org. Big W right there. You love to see that. Hopefully the child sacrifice does stop in the state of Oklahoma as a result of this based candidate getting elected. So you love to see that. Now you hate to see this. The Iowa Satanic Temple display sparks debate over religious liberty. So as I said before, the Satanic Temple display in the Iowa State Capitol is the responsibility of the state legislature for allowing it. They're in control of the state capitol building. However, Governor Kim Reynolds has, basically called for bad speech to be fought with good speech. So that's kind of her take on this. We fight this with good and, all while kind of allowing it under the guise of religious liberty. And a professing state representative by the name of John Dunwell has become kind of an online punching bag for this. Mark Gustav, who's a friend of the channel on the Twitter sphere, said, "Hey, Dunwell, how does it feel to know that an actual woman has more balls than you?" And it talks about a satanic temple display being vandalized in Florida by a Catholic, so you do love to hear about that. I don't know if you guys also heard about a Hanukkah display being extinguished in Poland by a minister of parliament over in Poland, but same energy. And, this is kind of maybe, a literal modern day Saint Boniface type of manifestation and activity, if you know that story. We need more of that, not less of that. So, he got taunted by Mark Gustav, and he said, "I see," and John Dunwell, a representative out in Iowa, said, "I see you're a follower of Christ, ? Why would you live in fear of an inanimate object? Why wouldn't you respond with loving your enemies, washing their feet, engaging in spiritual warfare? How does it feel to use the language and imagery that you do, such as," and let me pull it up because it condenses it, "such that you do as someone who wants to honor Jesus?" And he seems to think that saying that insulting his manhood is dishonoring to Jesus, and it's frankly not. The Bible has such language, and he's just getting he's getting owned for his his public effeminacy. So Dunwell is defending the Satanic Temple display under the guise of religious liberty and the Constitution. The Satanic Temple is not actually a professing religion, and it functions more as a Reddit tier satirical movement, and that's very evident on their material. But this is a this is religious liberty to many politicians. So this is a news report. I think this is kind of interesting if it'll play.
Services said there's a procedure to apply for getting to have your display there, and they followed that and met the guidelines for that. But this display is located near the east door by the stairs on the first floor. Now, today, members of the Satanic Temple of Iowa were on hand with the display. They declined to do an interview. They told me to refer to the Satanic Temple website. And on that national site, the main issues they are promoting are abortion as a religious right and establishing after-school Satan clubs. You know, where the
So yes, that is religious liberty according to some Iowa state politicians. So there you go. There's that, and I think Jenna Ellis is also kind of defending this as well under the guise of religious liberty, because these people kind of think that the Constitution of the United States, misinterpreted by the way, is somehow equal to Scripture's calls of what is good and what is evil. Uh, and that's frankly untenable. So I do want to hop over. Let's go from Iowa to national politics, but it does relate to Iowa. Ron DeSantis was asked about the temple display in Iowa during a town hall event that took place a few hours prior to this recording. Here is what he said about that.
It's interesting. I heard this, and then I was like, well, how did it get there? Is that even a religion? And lo and behold, the Trump administration gave them approval to be under the IRS as a religion. So that gave them the legal ability to potentially do it. So I don't know what the legislature, how they analyzed it, but it very well may be because of that ruling under Donald Trump that they may have had a legal leg to stand on. My view would be that's not a religion that the founding fathers were trying to create. But I do think that IRS ruling, I was really surprised to see that they did that.
So obviously, this was a mistake under the Trump administration. There is no really squashing that. It was a mistake when the IRS, I believe it was 1971, recognized the Church of Scientology as a religion. And it was a mistake similarly to recognize the Satanic Temple as a religion. They're clearly not a religion. They're self-admittedly non-theistic. And they are open about, we just want to make say abortion is a right, and then we want to, go after the kids. That's what they said in the interview with Citizen Free Press. So this is what is a transcendent right according to some people, and I just believe that we are seeing firsthand how religious liberty is not something that Christians should value at all. Now, this is to be distinct from the free exercise of Christian religion. So religious tolerance for the Christian religion is different than religious liberty for pagan religions. You saw that in the colony of Maryland, which probably got the issue the best. They wanted to found a place where Protestants and Catholics could get along. Doesn't mean that they necessarily succeeded in that goal. But even Roger Williams, Rhode Island, still required you to be Protestant in order to hold public office. So how about, we go with that and not misinterpret the Constitution and the First Amendment and completely get it wrong, because that's about Congress establishing a Church of the United States. That is what that's about. That is what the First Amendment is prohibiting. It is not prohibiting preferential treatment of the Christian religion at all. It's not prohibiting that at all. It's prohibiting a state-established church at the federal level, not at the state level, at the federal level. But people don't know that because people don't know American history. They don't know American history. They don't know the British history that preceded and influenced American history, and it shows. So that's all I got to say about that for now. My name is Ray. This is the Evangelical Dark Web. If you like this content, subscribe. Until then, we will catch you on the next one.